How to tame a horse in Minecraft. It's kind of like become almost a meme of sorts because it was in South Park a little bit. But you guys keep asking this question, so I feel like I have to make, even though it's like a super old topic at this point, I have to make a video about it because you guys keep searching for it, and I've looked all the videos out there, really boring and really hard to follow. So let's jump right into it without any further ado. How to tame a horse in Minecraft. So it's a familiar story. You come across a horse and you're like, oh my gosh, I love you. I want you to be my friend. So how do you tame it? It is just as simple as walking up to a horse with nothing in your hand. If you have anything in your hand, like this pile of seeds right here, and you're holding the seeds, you go up to the horse. He's like, no, I don't want it. So if you're having any troubles, like you may have a sword in your hand or a pick in your hand. So do it empty-handed, and then wham, bam, you'll be on the back of the horse. Except that the horse may, well, okay, horse, I know that you love me and all, but I was trying to prove a point. Okay, let's go into our barn here. We have a whole bunch of horses set up in this barn area. Hi, horses, how's it going? So this one, not tamed. So you click it, and after a while, it may buck you off just like that. It's like, no, please do not sit on me, you human weird animal. So what's going on here is when a horse is spawned in, it has a random number generated between 0 and 100. 0 being bad, past 100 being tamed. And every time you sit on the horse, a random number is rolled between 0 and 99 to see if, and then that number is added to the 0 to 100, and if it passes 100, then the horse is tamed. That is called their temper, that number. So this horse's temper is somewhere below 100. Every time I sit on it, there's a random chance that I get the temper above 100, and so eventually the horse will just love you. If you click on it enough, in worst case, it takes 100 times, but there you go. You see those particles of love, the particles, the heart particles. Those are particles that tell you that you have tamed this horse. Now, if I hit my inventory key, you can see that the horse has an inventory. It has a slot for a saddle, and it has a slot for horse armor. If this happened to be a donkey, you could also add a chest to the back of it, and then this could have a small inventory space as well. So over here, this horse, still not tamed. All we have to do is click on him a whole bunch of times until those heart particles appear. Did we get it? Did we get it? Yeah, you love me. Now, if you are the impatient type, you do have a few ways to speed this taming process up. The reason is because a lot of times you want to see how fast a horse is or how far it can jump. You're breeding a ton of horses to see which ones are the best ones. And so you want to tame your horses a lot faster than it takes to constantly click on them and get on their back. And you can use a few items that horses like in order to bring their temper up past that 100. It will never go past the 100. You do need to sit on the horse at the very end to make it go up past 100, but we have a few items here. First is sugar, and that +3 that I've added in an anvil to add that +3 to its name, that is the horse's temper, how much it's going to raise. So we can feed sugar to a horse, yum, 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 and then his temper will go up +3 every time we give him a little bit of sugar. Same thing with wheat, that is the same +3. Wheat makes a lot of sense. People tend to have a lot of wheat lying around. They don't tend to have a lot of sugar lying around. And so a lot of people will feed wheat to a horse in order to increase its temper to tame it very quickly. An apple is the same thing. 3 extra to, wow. So how it's doing that right now, are it's saying no more food. I don't want any more. That means that its temper is all the way up there. All I have to do is click on it, get on its back, and then it loves me immediately. So you can do that quickly to make the horses love you. So once again, apple is also that +3. Now we're getting into the more exotic things. Golden carrots. If you happen to have a gold farm, like maybe a zombie pigman farm, and you have a whole bunch of gold lying around, you can make gold carrots pretty easily. That is a +5. And golden apples are a +10. So if you really want to get a horse to love you quickly, you can feed it any of these golden things. So this one should love me immediately. I need this immediate gratification. Thank you so much for loving me. And then we can do... My horse escaped. My horse escaped! Where's my horse? Horse? Oh, they've all walked over here. What the heck? What are y'all doing all together? So here we have this golden apple. That's plus 10. That means that there's always going to be basically less than 10 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I was like, man, you're a hog, man. Wanting all these golden apples here. So there we go. So now that worked as well. Hay does not work. You cannot feed hay to an untamed horse. You can't really feed it to a tamed horse either, but you can use hay and then make it back into wheat. So that's nice. Now, once you've tamed your horse, you're like, hooray! Let's go off into the sunset. Go that way. My keys won't work. What is going on? What is wrong with you? Well, that is because you need to have a saddle. So once you hit your inventory slot, you can see there's a grayed out area for a saddle. You need a saddle in order to control a horse. So if you're sitting on the back of a horse without a saddle and not moving anywhere, well, that's your problem, is you need a saddle. Now, how do you get a saddle? Maybe you think, oh, I have some leather. I can craft a saddle. No, you can't. We have an entire video about how you craft a saddle, and the answer is you can't. You can add add-ons and data packs and that sort of thing to make a saddle possible, but the real way to get a saddle is either by finding them in chests. There's a ton of different chests that spawn them. The nether chests, village chests, stronghold altars, dungeons in cities, lots of chests that spawn saddles. You can find them from fishing. That's the easiest way, I think, to get them is from fishing them up, trading, or they will also drop if you happen to kill a ravager, which that's probably the most expensive saddle you'll ever have. That's a lot of work. Okay, work smarter, not harder to get a saddle. Find them in chests. I happen to have a saddle right here in my hand. You can either hold down shift and click the horse and that'll open up the inventory, or you can jump on the back of the horse and hit your inventory button, which on PC it is E, and then the inventory will open up, and either you can shift click, that's how I quickly move it up there, or you can click and drop it right on there. And now I can actually move this horse around. So now that you know how to tame a horse and you can actually move it around, I feel like I should have covered this in the beginning, but I really did want to get to how to tame a horse as fast as possible. But how do you find horses, and how do you know which ones are good? Well, you can find them in plains. We happen to be in a plains biome right now, or you can find them in savanna biomes. This happens to be a savanna biome that I'm in right now, and maybe we'll find some horses. Maybe. Horses? There we go. We found little baby horses right here. They all seem to have the same sort of base color there. So you'll just find a pack of horses, and they'll all be untamed, and they'll be, once again, in plains or savanna. There are 35 different variations of horses. So there's 7 different base colors and then 5 different patterns. So you can see this one has this sort of like painted pattern. That one over there doesn't have like any pattern at all. This one has more of like a weird coat pattern. No pattern at all. Over there we got some spots and some more painted stuff. So there's only 35 different types of colorations, unless you count the skeleton horse and the zombie horse. Skeleton horse can be ridden and tamed in survival. All you need to do is wait for a thunderstorm and then the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse to spawn. And then once you kill their riders, you can actually use those horses as actual horses that you use in Minecraft. Cool benefit of those horses is that they can run underwater. So you can have those guys, they're undead, so they don't need to breathe. That's kind of nice. Horses have 4 different factors when it comes to like getting the best horse. The first and most obvious factor is health. So you can see the health hearts over there. You can have a ton of hearts on horses. Next, that's most obvious, is speed. So how fast the horse moves. Next is height in jumping. So some horses can like only jump like half a block, and that's like real sad. And then the fourth is just its looks and how you like, the look of that horse. Horses can have different types of armor on. So you can have leather armor, which can be dyed. You can also have iron armor on, which looks super fancy. The golden armor, ooh la la, very nice. And then finally, diamond armor. You find all of the armor in chests as well. There you have it. Now you know how to tame a horse. I don't ever have to make this video again. That's fantastic. I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give this video a big ol' thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe for future videos, tips, tricks, tutorials, and spotlights here on OMG Craft. Welcome if this is your first time to the channel. I'll see you on the next video. Bye!